The following files have been classified top secret by order of the administrator. General Notice 001 Alpha. In order to prevent knowledge of SCP-001 from being leaked, no false SCP-001 files have been created alongside the true files. All files concerning the nature of SCP-001, including the decoys, are protected by a memetic kill agent designed to immediately cause cardiac arrest in any non-authorized personnel attempting to access the file. Revealing the true natures of SCP-001 to the general public is cause for execution, except as required under Redacted. Warning. Any non-authorized personnel accessing this file will be immediately terminated through Barrowman-Langford memetic kill agent. Scrolling down without proper memetic inoculation will result in immediate cardiac arrest followed by death. You have been warned. Memetic kill agent activated. Continued life signs confirmed. Removing safety interlocks. Welcome, authorized personnel. Please select your desired file. Item number, SCP-001. Object class, data expunged. Special containment procedures, data expunged. Description, data expunged.
You stare at the screen. Nothing. There's nothing. You scratch your thinning hair and click on different fragments of text and bits of source code. You squint your eyes and will the words to rearrange themselves. The results are the same with every attempt. The confidence you girded yourself with is broken. Your daring edifice crumbles. Nothing. There's nothing here. You take deep breaths. Not intentionally, you aren't self-aware enough to calm down. It feels like death is creeping up on you. Career death. Physical death. Death of everything left to you. So much for investigating workplace rumors. So much for one final indulgence before your life finishes its collapse. Something twinges in the back of your brain. A remnant of the strange image you passed over moments ago. A remnant of the wall built around nothing at all. Deep breaths.
Emmett Petrosky.
You turn, office chair groaning as you do. Two people wait at the entrance of your cubicle, both in gray fatigues, both armed. One, a towering bald man with a slight smile. It's surely at your expense. The other, a shorter woman with mud-colored hair and watery eyes. I'm Emmett.
Sergeant Grauer, Site Security,
says the man. He gestures to the badge pinned to his uniform.
Special Agent Morgan, Internal Security,
says the woman. She has no badge.
Come with us, please.
Your heart thunders at her tone, and mucus drips down your throat. Deeper breaths. You had a plan for this. The magic words for every situation you've ever encountered in your long years at the Foundation. You've got to talk to my supervis.
This doesn't need to be a scene,
says Agent Morgan. She sounds ready to drag you down the hall by your feet.
Please come with us, Mr. Petrosky.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Avoid the stares of your coworkers as you pass by their tiny caves. Don't make things worse for yourself. You follow the pair of officers down the hallways of Site-02. People stare out here too. Everyone can tell you're not important enough to deserve an escort. Not for any good reason. The site's main hallways form wide arteries, each splitting into narrow capillaries that wind deep into every crevice. You're led to a steel door set in a cinder block wall. Grauer punches a code into it, one firm jab at a time. Your throat hurts as you watch him. Your lungs hurt. You feel like your body is strangling itself.
This doesn't need to be a scene,
repeats Morgan. You're not religious, but you pray it doesn't become one. Deepest breaths. The room is tiny and sparse. A flickering light in the tiled ceiling. A stainless drain in the tiled floor. A narrow chair bolted down. You sit and can feel the chill seeping through your suit. Your career must outstrip theirs by at least a decade. But you still feel like a child in detention when you look up.
Full name, date of birth, and Foundation ID number,
asks Morgan while Grauer taps on a small tablet. Emmett Petrosky, February 9th, 1981. And, 542313. I think. My badge is up on my desk.
Current position,
Intel Analyst.
Then you're aware that you were attempting to access classified information.
I was just following up on a rumor. You gulp, but the mucus feels like it's crawling higher and higher in your throat. I was about to contact Reza when you showed up. There's some kind of security gap on that entry.
I see.
Morgan and Grauer look at each other meaningfully. You can't hope to tell what is exchanged in that silence.
We'll be back.
You swallow as the two leave. Again, as the door slams shut. Again, as the silence sets in. Your throat hurts. Your body adjusts to the cold, but you shiver all the same. The chair was designed for discomfort. While slouching, its low back drives into your shoulder blades. Sitting straight, it slopes forward ever so slightly. Leaning to one side, its narrow seat offers no support. You fidget, turn, and fidget more. Time oozes by. There's no clock in the room, you haven't worn a watch in years, and your phone is out of power. Time drips as slowly as the pipe somewhere above you. It crawls as slowly the distant droning siren. You swallow again and again, but the lump doesn't leave your throat. Swallow hard. Minutes pass. Hours pass. Surely, it's been hours. You give up on the chair and lean against a cold wall. The dripping above you has become irregular, and the sirens have stopped. Heavy footsteps sound out in the hall, first going to the right, then the left. You rub the rash that's been spreading down your arm all week. Time passes. You can't say how much. The pipe drips. The sirens drone. Footsteps thud back and forth. Drip. Drone. Thud. You swallow hard and breathe harder. You sink down the wall to sit on the floor. It's even colder still. After a small eternity, the door opens. Swallow harder. Morgan and Grauer walk in. It looks like they might have changed uniforms, but it's hard to say. It couldn't have been a full day already, could it? Did you sleep?
Full name, date of birth, and Foundation ID number.
Asks Morgan as Grauer taps on a small tablet. Emmett Petrosky, February 9, 1981, 542313.
Current position.
Intelligence analyst.
Then you're aware that you were attempting to access classified information.
I told you, I was just investigating.
What was the project in question?
Asks Morgan. I was doing follow-up for our 2025 report on securing internal file systems. Sweat beads under your arms. You should know how important that is, right? It's critical.
And you decided to pry into deeply classified information. You should know the importance of SCP-001.
How else can we be sure it's secure? You say.
I see.
Says Morgan. She and Grauer look at each other meaningfully.
We'll be back.
The door closes behind them. Time drips. Time oozes. It settles over you like concrete over a secret grave. It drowns you like an uncaring, unrelenting ocean. You swallow mucus. You breathe deeply. You rub at your rash. The pipe drips. Sirens drone. Footsteps fall. You sit on the chair. You lean against the wall. You lay on the floor. You regret the terrible decision to ever follow up on something so ominous. See the Foundation's deepest secrets indeed. Time passes, somehow. Morgan and Grauer walk in. Her hair is in a ponytail now, and his stubble looks thicker. It couldn't have been more than a few days, could it?
Full name, date of birth, and Foundation ID number.
Asks Morgan as Grauer taps on a small tablet. Emmett Petrosky, February 9, 1981, 542313.
Current position.
Intelligence analyst.
Then you're aware that you were attempting to access classified information.
I was about to call Raisa, like I said.
That's besides the point.
Says Grauer.
I can't count how many times you should have called them before you reached this point. Now you get to deal with us.
Morgan doesn't look at all pleased about the prospect.
Now, let's go over how you bypass security measures.
It's very technical. You two wouldn't understand, you say.
I see.
Says Morgan. She and Grauer look at each other meaningfully.
We'll be back.
The door closes behind them. Time drips. Time oozes. It moves so slow it might as well be solid. You swallow mucus. You breathe deeply. You rub at your rash. The pipe drips. Sirens drone. Footsteps fall. You sit on the chair. You lean against the wall. You lay on the floor. You regret the terrible decision to ever follow up on something so ominous. Secret to health, riches, and immortality indeed. Time passes, somehow. Morgan and Grauer walk in. Her hair is hanging loose now, and his stubble looks thicker. It couldn't have been a week yet, could it?
Full name, date of birth, and Foundation ID number.
Asks Morgan as Grauer taps on a small tablet. Emmett Petrosky, February 9, 1981, 542313.
Current position.
Prisoner.
Then you're aware that you were attempting to access classified information.
You already asked me that.
You must have not given a very good answer then.
Says Grauer.
Mr. Petrosky, please don't cause any more trouble.
Says Morgan. She rubs her temples and briefly closes her eyes.
This is a very serious offense. We're only here to find out the facts.
I didn't do anything wrong, you insist.
I see.
Says Morgan. She and Grauer look at each other meaningfully.
We'll be back.
The door closes behind them. Time drips. Time oozes. It settles over you like concrete over a secret grave. It drowns you like an uncaring, unrelenting ocean. You swallow mucus. You breathe deeply. You rub at your rash. The pipe drips. Sirens drone. Footsteps fall. You sit on the chair. You lean against the wall. You lay on the floor. You regret the terrible decision to ever follow up on something so ominous. Key to the universe's heart indeed. Time passes, laboriously. Morgan and Grauer walk in. Her hair is longer, isn't it? His stubble looks grayer, doesn't it? Has it been a month since they threw you in here? Months, even? Could you hope to tell?
Full name, date of birth, and Foundation ID number.
Asks Morgan as Grauer taps on a small tablet. Emmett Petrosky, February 9, 1981, 542313.
Current position.
I don't know anymore.
And you're aware that you were attempting to access classified information.